Yo guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy Assassin Dave. Welcome back to Team 4 and Famous Family again. And today we want to show you how to use Talonflame to carry the absolutely uncarryable games in Pokemon Unite. Now right off the bat, you already noticed we don't really have a real defender. We have a Crustle, and 99.99% of Crustle players are never team players. They simply pick Crustle so they can go score all game and do nothing but that. Now there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest. In fact, if you're really good at scoring, you can actually carry your team to victory, especially those who understand the mixture between scoring and fighting for objectives. When you're scoring in the early to mid game, you really want to get levels and get experiences, and then you roam and use your abilities to try to 50-50 any objectives, and after you get those objectives, you can utilize them to help you score even more. This way you can guarantee your win. Sadly, majority of Crustle players are the opposite of what I just described. That's just what happens. So when you have a Crustle in the game, you really don't really count as Crustle as defender. You just count Crustle as extra points. Whatever points you're gonna have, and the rest of your team gonna 4v5. Now in this particular game, we had a Cinderace side lane and we had an Absol side lane as well from a champ. Our lanes are actually really weak, but I'm playing Talonflame, and this is also why I like to take Score Shield and then Body Barrier, because in my previous Talonflame videos, I've already pointed out that Talonflame Unite move is the shortest in the entire game. In fact, Talonflame Unite move had the same shortest cooldown in the game, same as Pikachu. Now Talonflame Unite move also does insane amount of damage and crowd control, so you can really utilize this Unite to do multiple of things, including helping you with the Body Barrier so you can leverage the shield to actually score, or you can just use Unite move to kill people and secure objectives. Now this is why Talonflame is one of the best characters if you want to play solo queue and win. Because to win solo queue, your character should have the following characteristics: high damage, able to carry team fights, and able to score. So a lot of characters can carry team fights, but they can't really score. And Talonflame can do a lot of those things. On top of it, Talonflame, one of the unparalleled mobility in the entire game. Your Fly or your Brave Bird, which is the one that I use, you can actually just get across the entire map really quickly. On top of it, your Arrow Ace recently got a huge buff where you can actually get regeneration, so you can use Brave Bird and Arrow Ace to actually regen HP while you're farming, which is even cooler. Now you can see in this game right here, right off the bat, we have a Jungle Thief Absol who took my level 8 away. So I'm actually Heartstark level 7. When that happens, and when I saw bottom lane already had our Crustle died, instead of going to the bottom lane, the right move is actually come to the opposite of the lane and looking for what else you can find on the map. Now this doesn't mean just go to the other lane. You can actually go to enemy jungle, you can actually take a tour, go back to your own jungle if you remember your jungle timer, and just catch the next spawn on time. Now in this scenario, you can see that after the Jungle Thief took my jungle, I come to the top lane. Luckily my team were there to help out, and then when I try to score my 30 points to get myself level 9, sure enough, the ugly looking Machamp with 2 arms is gonna score in the 6 points for sure and destroy the zone instead of letting me score 26 and secure my level 9. But you're gonna have noob like this throughout your entire Pokemon Unite experience, so don't even complain about it. I'm already used to it. At this point, you just want to go back to your own jungle, screw any objectives on the map. You can see I didn't go to Rotom, I didn't go to Dread. You just want to go to your jungle and farm everything. This is actually more important because Rotom only gave one person experience, the person who killed it. But if you go to your jungle, you can guarantee your experience, your level up, and you can also get a lot of AOS energy if you didn't have it. And this way, after you get level 9, you can reach the enemy tier 2 or tier 1, depends on whatever is available, and use your Unite move for the first time and just go score, leveraging the Body Barrier to the maximum. Once you have Unite move on Talonflame, you want to spam that as many times as possible before the remaining 3 minutes. The last time you want to use your Unite on Talonflame is probably 3:10, because you can actually get your Unite move so fast, so quickly, it's absolutely absurd. Like I said, it's kind of like Pikachu, where you can use about 6 Unites in one game because you have such a short cooldown. Now right here, you can see enemy actually have 5 people who rotated the top tier 2 and defended that, which is quite interesting because every time when I play solo queue, it just seemed like the enemy team always play like a 5-man. Well, they're not necessarily as good as a 5-man, but they play very united. They do things together, actually do objectives, where for me, it took me like 1 out of every 20 games to get my teammates that's actually just knowledgeable enough to actually rotate to an objective. I rarely have teammates who understand what Rotom, Draenei, or Zapdos are. So 19 out of 20 games, which is playing with teammates who seem like they're playing the game for the very first time without even doing the tutorial. Does that happen to you? If it does, make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. Also remember to join our daily live streams for 6 to 7 days a week, so you can ask me any questions and interact with me, and I will be there to answer your questions. At this stage of the game, we already lost both outer turrets on top and bottom lane. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to go to the side lane and start clearing all the Aldinos. It's very important when you try to carry solo queue to level yourself up. So when you're losing the side lane, where teammates are losing, they're not playing really well, don't feel down because the silent Aldinos will spawn and it's your responsibility to come to the side lane and actually go take those Aldinos and farm. Now, in this particular game, my team are not really doing anything productive, but I'm still gonna leverage my Unite move every time I have the opportunity to scoring my points. You can see right here in this particular fight, I use my Unite move because I realized I can't really score. My teammate's not really getting on, and I have 47 points. So for me to score in that zone, I have to use my Unite. And again, Talonflame Unite are really free, right? You can use it just to secure a score and then get some farm and then get your Unite back again. You can see by the time I died, when I come back, I scored in my 50 points and I'm already at 70% on my Unite. I just have to wait for 20 seconds or I can just farm some camps and I'll get all my Unite back. Now, I don't know how Talonflame's Unite exactly works. I just know it goes back so quickly. I literally just used it to score 50 points and 2 seconds after, I got my Unite one more time. Like literally that's how short it fell. And the reason why this is so important to understand is you should use your Unite every time you have the chance to in the early to mid game. Like I said, the last time you should use your Unite is probably 3 minutes remaining on the clock. But before then, feel free to spam your Unite. That's why also you have to get your level 9 as fast as possible. This way you can start spamming your Unite a little bit earlier. The whole reason of doing what I just said is so you can score more points. Because remember in Pokemon Unite, it's all about who has more points that win the game. It's all about the point differences. So if you put yourself in a position where you're really far ahead or you're kind of ahead or you at least don't have that much of a deficit, it does help you in the late game, the last 2 minutes of the game. Now at this point, we lost top tier 2 and our bottom tier 2 is the only one standing, including our base defense zone. So we don't have a lot of options. The only way I see out of this game is to get Zapdos and to score as much points as possible before Zapdos, after Zapdos, right? Like that's the only winning condition. This is why I'm moving to the jungle area, getting to the map and clearing every single dots you can see on the map. Clearing everything is so important. This helps you level up and you want to be level 15 by the end of the game. Like if you can get yourself to level 15, it does give you a huge stats boost and which really help you step up your final gameplay performance. Now when you're playing solo queue, it's also a really good practice for you to look at a mini map and analyze the status of the game. Right now, if you look at the game, you can see the enemy have 3 people defending the top side, and my goal is to try to score bottom side, but I also see a kind of left alone Cramorant who might be going through the center area to rotate top, and sure enough, I caught a Cramorant right in the middle. Unfortunately, the enemy Greninja who also made it towards the center in time, and our top lane random teammates obviously had to die because that's just what happens with random teammates. Now, knowing that I have 20 seconds before Zapdos, I just used my Unite, I have a shield, I wanted to come to the bottom side and score and try my luck. And sure enough, I actually came to the bottom side and scoring my 50 points. But the only thing that's kind of crappy is my arrow ace unfortunately landed me on the other side of the wall, which is in a slow zone. So instead of trying to run away, I just stand in place and get myself killed quickly. This way, you can actually get some cooldown of your Unite back and return faster to the Zapdos fight. Now, this game will actually get lucky. Enemy didn't start the Zapdos right off the bat because you can see our Crustl's doing Crustl's things, which is scoring top, now going to the Zap pit when Zap spawns, and wasting his Unite completely for absolutely no reason. Now, remember what I said. The only opportunity for us to win this type of game is to flip Zapdos. Because if you flip Zapdos, you're scoring like 2 to 3 or 400 points, you have a solid chance of winning the game. And a lot of times when enemy teams are better, they would actually start Zap on time, knowing that we have a Crustle, knowing we have a dead Talonflame, but they didn't. They actually wasted a few seconds, and that few seconds give me a fighting chance. So I came back, even though my teammates all died, I utilized a Brave Bird and Arrow Ace damage to secure the Zapdos to our favor. Now you might think, okay, that kind of helped you win the game, right? You have to win at this point. But unfortunately, my random teammates all died except for the Absol and Crustle, and Crustle didn't even go to the center and pick up any extra points. He only scored like 30 points after I got Zapdos instead of scoring 100. And Absol didn't even score. He got killed along the way going to the enemy defense zone. So at this point, enemy also scored another 200 points. Luckily, the Greninja didn't know what's going on. He tried to recalling our base to defend, and I came back just in time to slaying the Greninja. So having 2 people on enemy killed tells me that I have a really good chance of turning this thing all around if I just get my Unite back. Again, I get my Unite back every once per minute, which is really quickly, so I can carry as many points as I possibly can, which in this case is going to be around 50 points, and I use my Unite move, knowing the enemy team doesn't have a lot of people to defend, to go to their base base and scoring my points. Sure enough, that extra 100 points in the end saved us the game. But this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't be possible if I didn't get the Zapdos. If enemy team got the Zapdos, they would have come to our base, scored in 500 points, and me alone would have no way to win this game. But hopefully this video has been helpful to all of you who are playing solo queue. Again, never give up, but do understand your preparation. Get your score shield, get your body barrier when you play Talonflame. Don't feel down, try to score as much points before the zap and get yourself as high level as possible and try to steal the zap and score again. And that's gonna be it for us in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash a like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells. And make sure to check out another one with a thumbnail right here.
Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit with